Hi, I'm back, my loyal viewers. I'm so sorry for that technical glitch. I'm glad to be back now, and I am raring to go to get us up and running with our new stream. I deeply apologize for that once again, and I am really ready and set and raring to go to get it sorted out. Okay, so now please let me know in the comments if you can hear me once again. If you are able to hear what I'm saying, pop me a comment down below. If you don't know where the comments are, then I will show you in a moment. So today our webinar is all about running powerful email campaigns. And I'm going to show you how to do that to the best of your ability. So let's have a dive into this and get ourselves to the point where we need to be. So if you are still watching on the Goodman Lantern website, do go ahead and click on the YouTube logo within the window you're watching me in, and that'll allow you to launch the video into YouTube itself. When you've launched the video into YouTube itself, you will be able to go ahead and answer me, ask questions, whatever you like, really, in the comments. Let's dive in today. I'm sure that everybody is here now, so let's get going. Our topic today, as I said, is running powerful email campaigns, and this is how you can go ahead and make sure that you're watching on the YouTube website directly so you can comment and interact as much as you want. I'm so glad you crossed the divide, Elle. Thank you so much for coming back. And Elle, to reference what you said on the last stream that failed, how could I forget you, Elle? How could I do such a thing? Never happened. Okay, Elle. Especially after all the great interaction that you give every time you show up, Elle. Always great to have you. So anyone who is still watching on gopinleeds.com, check out the YouTube logo. There's a big old arrow pointing down to it, and you can get yourself onto the YouTube website where you can comment. The most prolific commenter will win a free one-on-one session with me. I'm so glad you're back, actually, Elle, because last week you narrowly missed out on winning that. You lost by a hair, Elle. So Elle today is in the lead to win this free one-on-one session with me because Elle has been the one who's been commenting the most today. And in second place, right behind him, is Fraser. So Fraser, I hope you're still here. If you are, say hi. I know you were on the last stream, so I hope you saw the comment and made the dash across the divide to meet me here. Okay, great. Let's dive in. This is why you should consider email. Email is almost 40 times more effective than Facebook and Twitter combined in helping a business acquire new customers. Elle knows this from the last webinar that he did with us. And Elle can tell you email marketing boasts a median ROI of 122%. So email prospecting gives you, obviously, like I've just said, the highest ROI of any marketing channel. And it'll cost you no more than a few dollars a month. This is something that you want to focus on. In especially startups, you want to keep your overheads as low as possible at all times. So do yourself a favor and maintain that attitude. Always make sure that you are keeping your overheads low and that you are making the most money you can. So remember, this is also one of the fastest results you can get. And the only reason you're not doing this right now is you don't know how to do it effectively just yet. But you will at the end of this webinar. So today's webinar has a slightly different focus, and this is mainly here today. I'm mainly here today to answer your questions and to make sure that you are fully confident about what you're doing with the tool. Okay, so stop me at any point, comment away. Elle knows, Fraser knows. I will jump in. Fraser, I'm so sorry that wasn't easy. I tried to make it easy as I could. I've got somebody replacing the link on the website right now to make that even easier. My interest was just to get up and going as quickly as possible, but I'm so glad you made the divide cross, Fraser. And a comment from Toronto Hotspots L. All good. Traveling until the end of the month. Hopefully, I will win when I get back in December. Fantastic, L. Always good to have you. And I'm glad that you plan to come back for more. Let's have a look at this growth marketing process, shall we? There's 6 parts to it, and it all begins with starting small and in your local area. Anyone guess as to why? The answer really is here that you're familiar with your local area, the local people. You're familiar with the local businesses. So the biggest win for you really is to make sure that you capitalize on what you already know. When you start writing a novel, they'll tell you very often, write about what you know, because then the confidence, the knowledge, the expertise shines through. It's a very important thing to make sure that you are always and continuously using the best tools you can. You always want to be in the position where you're being honest with people, helpful, and never misleading them. So start with what you know, start in your small area, and test everything that you do. I can't stress that enough. Test, test, test. This is all about trial and it's about error and it's about learning. You're going to make some mistakes in this process, but they're not going to be big ones. It's all going to be all right. You just need to know that it's all fine if you make a couple of errors here and there. It's all par for the course. It's something that you can expect to happen when you're learning something new. So go easy on yourself and realize that, it's all going to make you a lot stronger in the end. So let's have a cheeky look at the rest of this process. Measuring everything is going to allow you to test and learn from your mistakes and replicate what works and throw away what doesn't. Obviously, if things don't work, you're not going to keep doing them because you're not a crazy person. Then you're going to repeat this process. Always repeating, always learning, always doing it again. Fraser just popped a comment down saying rest and learn. That is bang on the money, Fraser. Rest yourself and learn. Take a weekend off. Have a beer, have a glass of wine, have a cup of coffee. Chill out for a moment and reevaluate. Golden advice from Fraser there. Now, before emailing anyone, plan your offer. Will it interest them? What is it worth to them? And why is it valuable to them? These are all different questions. I know they all sound vaguely familiar and kept in between each other, but they're all very different. And the crux of this comes in with testing. Okay. So plan your offer at every step of the way. Plan. Will it interest them? Know who you're talking to. Nobody should ever be confused when they get an email from you. They need to know with full clarity what they can get from this email of yours. Never email people that you shouldn't be emailing, is the crux of this one. Maintain interest, even if they are within the right industry, in the right job title, in the right earning bracket, with the right company size. Think about it even deeper and go to a place of what is this company dealing with right now? Use a tool to find out what they built their site with. Go into exactly what they're doing, how they're doing it, and think about how your tool can make it better. You'll know what to look for because you'll know what your tool is addressing. But remember, interest is the key thing. And this can, I'm saying tool a lot, but remember, this can work with tools, products, services, absolutely anything you like. Okay. Second point, what is it worth to them? What is it worth? That is a lot more to do with money than it is anything else. So, worth, put a little dollar sign there in your mind. So, what is it worth to these people? How much money is it going to save? My offer that I'm emailing them about. How much money is it going to save them? How much time? Time is money. How much time is it going to save them? If you can do one of those two things, you've got your answer to how much this is in terms of worth to the person you're trying to reach. Third one, why is it valuable to them? Value is a quality of life thing. You are probably in marketing and you've probably heard people whinging on endlessly about communicating value to people, and you must be sick of it. But you need to know that you're not alone, all right? Everyone's sick and tired of hearing about value because people don't really think about this in terms of what the customer finds valuable. They think about it in terms of what the client should find valuable. And there's a very distinct difference there. So the client is living a certain life in a certain business with certain goals, and they know what would make their lives easier. That's not for you to tell them. In many cases, sometimes you have a solution they might not have ever thought of. But in many cases, you need to know exactly how you're going to make this person's life better. Are you going to reduce their stress for them? Are you going to help them get to their targets a little easier? What is it about you, your service, your tool, your product that's going to make their life more valuable in the end? It's going to give them fewer wrinkles, fewer gray hairs. They're going to feel less stressed. They're going to like you more. And that puts people in a mood to remember you. If anyone can tell me in the comments now one thing that you think is more important than staying in your client's mind, I'll be impressed. If you can tell me one more important thing in marketing than to stay top of mind with your client, I'll be super impressed. Because if you can become a household name, if you can become something that they think about as a knee-jerk reaction, you're in the best possible position you could be in. Let's move on. All right. So if you are one of the souls still watching on gopinleeds.com, I want you to go ahead and look at the YouTube logo in the video that you're watching me in. If you don't see a YouTube video, roll your mouse over the little window and it'll pop up. It's at the bottom on the right bottom side of that little video window. Give it a click. You'll launch through into YouTube itself, and then you can go ahead and do a few things, comment, you can ask questions, and just generally interact. The most interactive person is going to be winning a free one-on-one with me. And Fraser is storming into the lead for that. So Fraser says, become the only solution for their needs. And he's referring to what I was talking about over here. And that becomes an all-encompassing tie-in of what is really important. And that's how you're going to become top of mind for them always, because they're going to think of a problem or a challenge that they have at the moment, and they're going to think of your name as the solution. I can't think of a better place for you to be in as a company. Okay, so here are some ideas to get some attention. Number one is hot trending topics. I'm going to fly through these today because I want to focus more on your questions, okay? So the hot trending topics, you'll be very familiar with these. These are things that could be happening in an industry right now. It could be happening in the marketing industry. It could be happening in the travel industry. It happens a lot where you have new updates, new flight routes, all sorts of things that are going on. Hot trending topics are a huge source of interest. If you keep them industry specific, people will appreciate it, people will pay attention, and people will remember you. Remember, like me and Fraser have been telling you in this webinar, it's all about keeping yourself in their mind. Number two, Facebook communities. So we have 2 Facebook communities that we run. Okay, so as many of you know, as some of you may not know, so hold on to your hats. Gopin Leeds is part of the Goodman Lantern family. We are the same people. Gopin Leeds is simply our lead gen dynamo, if you want to think about it that way. Fraser, I'm still watching on gopinleeds.com. Is that right? Fraser, if you are still watching on gopinleeds.com, you wouldn't be able to comment. So I believe that you are on the YouTube channel. So you'll be able to know the answer to that. Let me just default screen for you. If you look at the address bar, you'll be able to see youtube.com. If that's the first thing in your address bar, then you're watching on the correct one. So yes, that's awesome. So on that slide, I see what you mean, Fraser. So You should be able to see a new slide that says ideas get some attention with 8 little listed topics there. Let me know if you can see the ideas get some attention tab before I move on. All right, so I'm going to be talking about these Facebook communities. These Facebook communities are things that we fully believe in, all right? So we've got one. Fraser can't see that at all. That's interesting, Fraser. Do me a favor. Try and see if on your YouTube window, if you pause it and press play again, maybe that'll help. If other L, if you're still there, or other viewers as well, pop me a comment to tell me if you can see the ideas screen. It's got a yellow background, white writing on the top that says ideas. We're having a couple of technical weirdnesses today, so if you can see that, let me know. If you cannot, similarly, let me know. Okay, Andrew Randall says it's all good, and L has the ideas page. Fraser, my best suggestion is to press F5 or refresh your page. Maybe it'll catch up that way. So give that a try for me, and I'll carry on in the meantime. Remember as well that you can always use the link that you see on the YouTube page to watch this again. Okay, if you ever want to watch it back at a later stage. So let's carry on with the Facebook communities aspect. So we have two Facebook communities. I'm going to give you the links at the end of the webinar. The first is the Go Pin Leeds community, and that is exactly what it says on the tin. You'll be able to get some real help from our users, from our team about GoPin Leads, get some tips, tweaks, all that sort of stuff. I regularly put up videos there as well about, how to use the tool better and all that sort of good stuff. So it's a great place to go and get involved. I'll give you the link at the end of the webinar so you can go and sign up to the GoPin Leads community Facebook group. And we also have another one called, we also have a second Facebook community, Sales, Leads, and Pro Content. And that's a fantastic place for you to get some assistance with your content, to get assistance with getting a better sales process, or with research, content writing, whatever you need assistance with, you can get help there, and our team are always ready to help. So, number 3, our free trial offers. Fraser, pop me a comment if you are still there, and if you have come right with the screen delay on your side. I hope it has come right. So, the free trial offers, these have to be on a limited basis. If you can tell me why, let me know in the comments. So, free trial offers allow people a taste of your service, your product, or your time, and that allows them to get that without any spending. So the fantastic part of that is that people are able to try before they buy. But you have to remember that this is going to cost you money because you're doing a part of your service, you're giving a part of your product, you're doing something for someone else and you're not charging them. That's why it is so important that it's on a limited basis. Okay. Because if it's not limited, you have the situation where it can become unlimited. So that is the scenario you never want to be in. You always want to define the parameters of what you're going to give. So free trial offers and plan these carefully. Number 4 is free or paid webinars. Now, these are like I'm doing today. I do free webinars. I don't have a hard sell aspect to my webinar either. I don't like it. I don't believe in it, so I won't do it. So you do get paid webinars, and I'm not knocking those. Those do have a purpose for specific niches and for specific topics. So if you have a topic that's incredibly involved, incredibly um, valuable, then you can go ahead and do a full investigative webinar into that thing and charge for that. And that's normally longer than an hour or two. Like we normally try and stick to an hour and a half for these, but they run on because we have questions, and that's totally fine. So basically, here you need to make sure that your time is taken care of. You need to make sure that it is valuable. And the best way to make it valuable for you and for the people involved is to get some interaction going. And that's why I love people like Andrew and Fraser and Elle, because they interact with me in the comments. They give me something to talk to, someone to talk to rather, and allow me to not just be a babble box all on my own chatting to the cyberweb. So, yes, it's great to have interaction. That's why I love comments. I will stop every time I see a comment. I've got them streaming through in front of me at all times. So use them. I'm here for you. This is not to my time. This is not me for my ego. This is to make sure that you have everything you need to be successful. Okay. So, number 5, event invitations. These are things that you need to be offered as well as things you need to offer others. So, if there is an event that you're organizing based around your niche, your topic, your thoughts, your service, your product, then Fraser says Babblebox, then you need to go ahead and invite other people to that event so that they can make you look better, so that they can fill up your event and make sure you're not the only one talking. Being important as well is to make sure you're invited to other people's events. So, conferences that are well attended, email them, get in touch with conference organizers, get in front of people, get talking. You know, people that go onto the TED stage, the TED Talks that I'm sure you're all familiar with, they didn't just drop out of the sky. They were, some of them approached, certainly, but the others came up with a intelligent or thoughtful or interesting or provocative topic, and they pitched it. And TED gives them a slot. You can do it too. Yeah. It's not a ridiculous thing to suggest that you sat in your office chair right now could be on the TED stage in a couple of months. You could do it genuinely, and it would be probably very interesting talk. So trust yourself and get yourself out there. Number 6 is digital gifts. For example, databases. If you are a lead gen company and people aren't sure that the leads that they'll get from your tool sound familiar, Pin Leeds will be satisfying to them, give them a free database. Super easy. If any of you want a free database, email me after this. You'll get my email address at the end. The reason we do that is so that you can see what you get from our tool. It really is that simple. We want to make sure that you're taken care of, and we're always trying to be honest with you. So if you are interested in what we do, we suggest having a quick look at it first. And I suggest you give people that opportunity as well, because they'll appreciate it, all right? And let's move forward. Just on digital gifts, actually, you can make those fully interpretable to any product, service, whatever you like, all right? You can have vouchers, you can have discount codes, you can have all sorts of good stuff. Never despair. You can have as many digital gifts of as many different types as you like. Number 7, top 100 listings. Top 100 listings are so good. I can't actually stress how good these are, okay? These are going to keep you young. And you know, you'll be familiar with top 100 listings because of tabloid mags, tabloid websites, top 100 best looking people in Hollywood, you know, that sort of nonsense. But you want to use this in a less frivolous manner. You want to use this to your benefit for your audience to communicate your message. So, top 100 listings can be the top 100 things that happened this year in your niche. We're getting towards the end of the year. It's time for some good summary lists. You know, top 100 lists are a big win right now. And for the lazy executive who's whiling away the hours until the new year, if you are giving them interesting content to while away December with, they're going to remember you in Jan. It's this amazing opportunity. Sure, your sales might be slow in December because people drag their heels this month, but you can always keep top of mind in December. There's an silver lining that will blind you to this. If you keep in their inbox and you're not annoying and you're relevant and you're interesting and your blog is, not necessarily popping every single day, but, post once a week on your blog, get a blog up there. If you're bad at writing, get someone to proofread and do some tweaks in your grammar. It's really easy. There's 100 different ways to get it done. And if you're not sure where to start, give me an email at the end and I can point you in the direction of some teams that I work with closely that'll help you. So here we're going to move on again away from top 100 listings. Remember, you can also use smaller numbers, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, up to 100, 200 listings, as much as you want, really. Top 100 is just something that everyone's familiar with, so that's why I wrote 100 there. Number 8 is a 30-minute free consultation. So 30 minutes is kind of the minimum you want to offer. I don't really do a time limit. I guess about an hour is generally how long they go. People generally know that there's a lot going on in my day. So if I need to go after an hour, we can always pick up again at a later stage, or I can point you in the direction of a video that I've made, or I can make you a video, whatever the case is. So 30-minute free consultations are really good because you can get into the person's mind. It's like when I'm chatting to all of you, Andrew, Fraser, L, on the chat now during the webinar, but it's a lot better because I can actually ask you personal questions one-on-one and get into your mind. So do the 30-minute free consultations for sure. So for the ones of you who are still watching on gopinleeds.com, click on the YouTube logo, big old arrow pointing down to that, and you'll be able to comment like L, Fraser, and Andrew are, and that'll allow you to be in the runnings of winning a free one-on-one session with me. Fraser's in the lead for that because he's been commenting like an absolute boss. All right, moving on, we've got the emailing process, and this is really simple, and Al, you'll be familiar with this from last week. Number 1, find leads. That's what I'm going to show you with Gopin Leads. Number 2, draft email. That is so much easier than you think. Please do not panic. I heard that sharp intake of breath from all of you. It's going to be fine. So, drafting the email. Number 3, creating templates. I cannot wait to show you how easy that is, because I know that you're all going, oh no, now I've got to use a tool and I've got to write an email and I've got to create email templates, and oh no, you're getting panicky. I can hear you. I can hear you panicking. Don't you worry. You can do this. It's fine. I'm sure that you've written an email before, and it's going to be as difficult as writing an email to someone you know. You will. And I promise you this, you will be fine. All right, so number 4 is the landing page. All right, so the landing page is something that is very different to your website, but I'll cover that in more detail. Landing pages are optional, but they're powerful, so I'll show you why. Number 5, analyze your data. Analyzing your data is going to basically come down to you looking at a tool that I'm going to tell you about, and it's going to tell you what worked, it's going to tell you what didn't work, and you're going to then do what worked and stop doing what didn't. That easy. Do it again. That's the part where you do what worked over and over again and get better at it all the time. So number 1, this is where Gopin Leads comes in, and it's finding people to email, finding leads. Gopin Leads gives you some really good information, and this I actually referenced this in that section when I was talking about doing live webinars. This is not the hard sell section, don't you worry. There's a free level of Gopin Leads that you can use to check it out and to find out how well it can use for you, okay? I'm going to stop here just for 1 second before I run through what Gopin Leads can do for you, because Els popped a comment saying repetition of solid information is perfect to retain and instill skill. Enjoying the refresher always. So it's really good to have you, El. Thank you so much for that comment. And yeah, exactly. If you can say the same thing to somebody in a different way 3 different times, they'll remember it. There's a way that you can think about it when you are in school. Some people learn in different ways from different teachers better than others, and it's down to style. So try different styles, try different things. So here is Gopin Leads, and this is what it does. It gives you a comprehensive list of company and individual emails, phone numbers, employee job titles, social media accounts, and company addresses. So, why does this exist is an interesting story on its own. So, Gopin Leeds started out with a client that came to our mother company, Goodman Lantern, and the client was from the US and needed a comprehensive list of leads from all over the country. And these were thousands upon thousands of leads that this client wanted, and very quickly and very accurate as well. So, the amount of time that it would have taken to do this and the amount of money it would have taken to do this would have been so enormous. So, what we decided to do, as always, is we decided to go the route of saving time, saving money, but still keeping that quality. So, what we did is we built a tool called GoPin Leads. And what this tool does is it rages through the internet and it gets you all of the information you need about businesses and their employees based on a local area that you're searching. It can be your local area, it can be anywhere on planet Earth. Put it that way. That's Scope. It's a powerful tool born of necessity, and it's going to help you get the leads you need, where you need them, and it's going to make sure that it's accurate. And more exciting news is that very soon we'll be launching a new version, a new revamped, even better, even cooler version of Gopin Leads that I'm sure you're all going to love. So, step number 2, draft an email. So, these emails that you're going to be drafting are simple, writing well and writing to sell, as it says on the screen. But remember, you're not going to write your first email very well. The first one's gonna suck. I hate to tell you, but I mean that with the greatest amount of love. The first emails you're gonna send are gonna be so totally embarrassingly awful. But the truth of the matter is that you're gonna get better all the time. You're gonna learn more and more and more. And at the end of the day, your people are going to love you for it because they're going to see the progression. They're going to see you angling more to them. And when they respond and they get to see that you're actually a real person with blood coursing through your veins and thoughts and ideas and inspirations of your own, that gets them really excited. The age of bots is upon us and people are already sick of them. Okay, so let's have a look at writing these emails. Okay, so there's a nice little picture of some Zen rocks. Keep it simple, for heaven's sake, people. Write the email, link it with Yam, and measure your results. That is literally how easy it is. Okay, and number 1, writing your email, keep it short. Be honest and write the subject line last. Now, why do you think that is? If you write your subject line first, you're either going to give too much away or it's going to have very little to do with your actual email. So if you keep your email short and keep it sort of light, as if it's from a friend, not that sort of false familiarity that everybody hates, but just keep it simple. You really want to make sure that you're getting people's interest quickly. Yeah, nobody has time. Nobody has time for more than an paragraph. Just split that paragraph as well, because even one can seem daunting in the middle of a busy day, trust me. Being honest. Look, this is something that Goodman Lantern, Gopin Leeds, all of us, and everyone that I deign to work with believes in. Honesty. Okay? You will know where you stand with me at all times. If you don't, I'm an email away and I'll explain it to you. I'm always here. We want to always be honest with you. Okay? And we always want you to be honest with other people. Simple reason is if you're honest, you'll never have to remember what you said because you'll be speaking the truth and you can just tell the truth again. So easy. Your life becomes a breeze. People also know when you're misleading them. Rather don't do that. Number 2, link it to YAM. Yet another mail merge. That's what YAM stands for. Okay. And it is exactly that. It's just a mail merge tool. And it's simple. The steps are simple. It allows you to measure what you're doing. And that leads me on to measuring your results. You use YAM for that. You learn from the data and you try new things based on that. It's a very simple thing to do. And that's why I have full confidence that you can all do this. Okay. You're going to have companies coming to you trying to sell you solutions that cost so much money. And you can smile and you can wave them off your premises because now you know how to get leads yourself and how to email them yourself. Okay, it's going to be fine and you're going to do so good. All right, so here's YAM. With YAM, you're going to want to sign up very simply. And when you do this, you're basically going to go to the Chrome Web Store and you're going to download the extension. I'll show you how to do that. When you've done that, it's going to link Google Sheets, which is where all of your leads are sitting, with your emails in Gmail. So this does rely on the Google ecosystem, the Gmail and the Google Sheets ecosystem, and it'll allow you to measure your results. Step number 3 is to create that template that we were talking about, the one that made cold sweat run over your scalp, the one that made the heart rise into your chest. Creating an email template is going to make your life a lot simpler, though. Here's a simple way to make a great email template. You're going to want to keep the subject line brief and vague. Okay, keep it short. How short? 30 characters short if you can, because then even mobile screens will be able to show the entire subject line. So try for 30 characters if you can, 30. Be brief, be vague. Being vague will make people interested in what your email says and will make them more likely to open it. But don't be too vague. Remember, you want to be relevant all the time. Remember that tone is important. I mentioned I mentioned that you want to basically approach this as if you're writing a message to a friend. That's true. But remember that false familiarity or over friendliness does irritate people. Number 3 would be keep it short. I covered that as well. People don't have time in the day for long, exorbitantly long emails. Keep it short, please. People will appreciate you for it. Remember your planning. What is the message you're trying to get across? When you have that firmly in mind, you'll be in a much better position to communicate everything you want to communicate. Remember the absolute importance of clarity and honesty in your approach in everything that you do. Also, include a link. Links are absolutely necessary. Without links, people can't go to your landing page, your website, or wherever you're trying to send them. Include the link. You can personalize your emails to quite a big extent. The example on the right is basically imperfect on purpose. It drives my OCD through the roof, but this example is wrong on purpose. So here you see addresses and contact us have different formatting. It really bothers me. And there are a few other formatting problems as well that I really don't like. But at least this way you get to see what the actual problems I'm having with it are. So on top, let's have a look. This blue box here is the banner. And the banner is where you're going to have your corporate branding. You can make this clickable so people can go off to your website if they want to. It's a good thing to have, okay? Number 2 is localize. That means these addresses, the phone numbers, localizing is important because it makes you contactable. It boosts your trust factor as well, okay? You're not some mystery company hiding in the depths of the internet. You're being forthcoming with your information. People will love you for it. On that note, unsubscribe links, you have to have these in some areas by law, but just be a decent human being and give them an unsubscribe link. They might not want to hear from you, and that's their prerogative. Give them that link to say no. Also, giving you that link allows Yam to get rid of them out your list, so your follow-ups won't go to them. Okay. Remember, you want your life to be easier, you want their life to be easier as well. If you don't have an unsubscribe link, people won't trust you. And you don't want that, yeah? So graphic links I covered. That is an example like your banner. A graphic link is a graphic or a picture that is also a link. So when you click it, it goes to our website. Text links are like the unsubscribe link here, the link within your email that you're going to be sending to people, as well as the phone numbers that are included. Any of these blue texty links are text-based links. Formatting I covered as well. Talking about the addresses, there's an underline missing there. People will notice there are people who are as pedantic as I am, and it will irritate them and send cold shivers up their spine. As we speak, the small hairs on the back of my neck are standing up because it bothers me so much that that underline is missing. So develop variations and get other people to look at them and tell you what they prefer. Okay, it's not all about you. I know you have things you like as well, but you need people to really like what you're showing them. Remember as well, you need to follow up. Following up is so screamingly important. Do one follow up per campaign. You also want to give them a deadline and you want to remind them about the deadline, okay? Deadlines keep people motivated. Provide the link again. People are not going to go back to your first email. They're not going to go and search their inbox for your emails. They really are not going to do that for you. They're not that kind. They don't have that much time. So I would invite you to go ahead and put the link in again. It's professional. So the landing page, this is not the same as your website, okay? Your website's your website. Your landing page is separate to that. And you don't have to panic. You don't need to go and fork out for new hosting, new design, new all sorts of craziness. You can use a tool that uses templates and you can make a beautiful landing page very quickly, very easily on your own for very little money. And you can communicate what you want. You can have a countdown timer on it. You can have your fear of missing out or your FOMO creating phrases, and you can have a form on it to capture their details so that you can sell to them and help them further. Step 5 is analyzing your data. This as well is so deeply important. Figuring out what happened in your campaign and why it happened. Okay, let's have a look. Check out your data. YAM is the tool I mentioned earlier, yet another mail merge, and it shows you a tracking report. Sent emails, it shows you how many were opened, it shows you how many were clicked, it shows you how many were replied to, and how many bounced. All sorts of great information that you can interpret. I'll show you how to interpret it to make sure that you are doing the right thing at all times. So step number 6 is repeat, repeat, repeat. Repeat what worked and lose what didn't. Do it again. Adjust your approach and refine your targets at all times. Try new sectors, different job titles, geographic locations. Change the banners within your emails. Remember, people who get bored of you won't click the link. So you want to make sure that you are changing your banners per campaign to make sure you're staying relevant. Offer incentives in the emails and in the landing pages so that if people fill those forms in, they get something for doing so. You always want to make it worth their while because remember, people are selfish and also their time is precious. And when I say people are selfish, they have every right to be. Time is golden in these days. So let's hop forward. Remember, comment away if you have any questions or anything you want to say. So this is for the section of practicality. You're going to see this in action now, and I'm going to show you really from the beginning. So what I'm going to show you first of all is gopinleads.com. And from gopinleads.com, you're going to be able to do everything you need to do. Okay? It is very easy to use. You'll see on the screen it says local leads finder, generate thousands of B2B leads in 35 seconds. All right, powered by AI. This is what we are. This is what we do. And there's two ways to interact with us. So you can use two versions of the tool. You can use the web app or you can use the Chrome extension. When you click on Install Chrome extension, it'll take you through to the Google Chrome Web Store, and that will allow you to install our add-on into Google Chrome. This only is in Chrome at the moment, so if you are using another browser, switch to Chrome for this process or use the web app if you want to keep your own browser. I'll show you that later. So here where it says remove from Chrome, that's because I've already added mine. You can see it lurking here in the top corner. Pressing remove from Chrome would be totally counterproductive. Yours will say add to Chrome, click it, and yours will be installed very quickly, very easily, and it'll sit in your browser when it's installed like this. Visit Google Maps and enter a search term like restaurant to start finding leads, is what it says on the tin. So let's follow that directive. I'm going to go to Google Maps and I'm going to do a search. So here I have Google Maps and I'm going to go ahead and do a search for results that I need to find. And I'm looking for coffee near San Francisco, California. This is an example that I'm using today. You're welcome to use any example that you want. So now you have your results. You have San Fran, you have the results on the left-hand side of your screen. So now you just have to go up and click the Go Pin Leeds logo. That will then bring up the login screen. If you are already logged in like me, that's even easier. All you have to do is press Select All. You'll see that 22 results have appeared on this first page. There's 20 from Google plus these two ads. So I also want the subsequent pages. I don't just want the first page of results, heavens no. So I'm going to press Next Page in Google Maps, and that'll load the next page through. Then I go back to Go Pin Leeds. It gathers those details, and I press Select All again. You'll see it's gone up to 42 results selected now. So this is the section that I promised to you, Fraser, earlier on when you asked if we're going to be covering how to use the tool. So this is what we're doing now. So I've pressed Next Page on Google, and I'm going back to the tool to load the next set of results by pressing Select All. You'll see it's now risen to 62 results selected. Now let's move forward by going to the next set of results on Google. I'm just continuously pressing Next Page, then opening Go Pin Leeds, pressing Select All, and moving forward in this manner. One of the great things is that if you find yourself in the position that one of these subsequent results had an advert on page 1, the results will not be added twice. The tool goes ahead and removes duplicates for you, so you will always only have what you need. You can keep this going onward and onward and onward until you get to Google's absolute endpoint of their results. This, with something like coffee in San Francisco, could go on for an absolute decade. San Francisco is such a coffee mecca, it's unbelievable. And doing this page by page will bring up absolutely everyone that sells, deals with, or moves with coffee in their daily business lives in the San Francisco area. So you'll notice every time I press new page on Google, the map shifts and it focuses on a new area. This is to make sure that you can see that it's always capturing new information. And by clicking on Select All, you're consistently getting more and more details, more and more leads all the time. Let's cap this off at the next page. As I said, I could be sitting here extracting coffee places for the next few minutes. So I'm going to, for the sake of speed and for the sake of all your patience and sanity, go ahead and use the Add Businesses button. That loads me through onto the Leads tab. On the Leads tab, you have the opportunity to get the people who work in the businesses we've just been looking at. When you press Select All, you'll see that we have 117 employee details that have been pulled from the leads that we selected. Here you can also make use of this search filter box. So during the process, you may have noticed we have the occasional Starbucks. This might not be what we're looking for. We might want more independent people. So, if we're totally confident that we want to exclude Starbucks, we can use the subtract or hyphen key and go ahead and look for Starbucks. Typing Starbucks in after the hyphen or subtract symbol and pressing enter will make sure that anyone that has Starbucks as a keyword here will be removed. That's simple. You can also go ahead and redefine your search area using this search filter box. Sometimes you may find that these cafes have registered their addresses in San Francisco Bay Area, but you may find that these employees commute in from other areas. In this case, they may have a different address. If you want to avoid those types of people, you can simply reiterate in the search filter box area that you want to focus on, press enter. That'll make sure that that is reprioritized. Very important there. Then let me just go ahead and clear these that I've added in because I want all the results for my explanation. I'm going to go ahead and press add leads. That brings me to the last page before my leads are sent to me. Here you'll see 349 results will be emailed through to you. And you have the email address you signed up with, and you can press export businesses and leads to make sure that you get all of those results. Bang. That's all you have to do. Give it one moment to do its little job, and it says success. List can take up to 10 minutes to reach your inbox. It usually, in my experience, is a lot quicker than that, though. While we wait, I'm going to show you the launch the web app button. But before I do that, I'm going to answer a question from the comments from Andrew Randall. Andrew, please, I apologize for waiting so long to answer your question. Getting to the end of the process there, and now I'm here for you. So, any tips on how to find English-speaking expatriates in regions where English is not the first language? So, Andrew, that is a fantastic question. That's not something that you can use the tool for right now. The best way to go ahead and do that, in my experience, would be to use the search filter box that I showed you when we were using the minus feature and the area reiteration, and you could try and type in English there to see if that would give more of the English results. That's a workaround, though, Andrew. That's not a in feature. I will make a note of that, though. It's a very interesting thought. And tell you what, Andrew, email me after this, and I will then have your email address, and I'll be able to make sure that you're kept in the loop. If we do release that in the future, I'll be able to let you know. Another comment in from Fraser. Fraser says the minus term is a great feature. Thanks, Fraser. That's something that we want to put in to make sure that you can go ahead and tweak the leads before you send them out to yourself to make sure you're getting only the ones. Going to launch the web app. Again, this is gopinleads.com, and here I've shown you the Chrome extension process for finding leads. And now if you press the launch the web app button, it'll do what it says on the tin, take you to app.gopinleads.com. Here you have the app, and I'm going to show you the sign-in process because I've signed out here. The sign-in process is the same on the web app, the Chrome extension as well. So press sign up, press get started. I personally signed in with Google, so I'm pressing the login with Google option, selecting the email address that I want, and Bob's your uncle. You are signed in to Gopin Leeds web app. See, welcomes you. So friendly, and there's a picture of my ugly mug. Interesting fact. Bob actually is my uncle. Shout out to my uncle Bob. So let's have a look. Here you'll see stuff that you'll recognize from the Chrome extension. You'll see a search box. So let's do that, shall we? If anybody has a search on the mind, let me know in the comments. So this is very much the same as the Chrome extension. You're going to be able to do searches that you want to do in real time and make sure that you're getting the results, just like the web app. But there are different times where you'll use the Google Maps Chrome extension, and there are also other times when you will be rather using the web app. So I'll explain that in the hacks section at the end of this webinar. So we're going to go ahead and do a search using the web app. And this search is going to be something fairly simple. We're going to look for hairstylist in London, UK. Click on the location from the drop-down list to make sure you get the accurate location that you're looking for. And the next page to load through will be the businesses tab. I'm having some connection issues on my side, some line speed issues, so it's taking some time. I'm going to go ahead and refresh the page so that I can make sure that this goes on without a hitch. Give me one moment. It may be the case that my line speed is terrible right now. There is a storm outside. I am in an exceptionally quiet room for this webinar, so I might have to come back to this to show you in a moment. So while I am handling that particular inconvenience, I want to show you what it looks like when these leads come through in your email. We just did a search using the Chrome extension Google Maps combination, and that is going to allow me to show you the results because that's come through now. Give me one moment and I'll show you. I don't want you to see my whole email inbox. So this is what the email will look like when you get it from us. Your subject line will say Pin Leeds, and it'll say what you searched for. In this case, coffee near San Francisco, California, USA. If you're wondering who Raj is the reason for the call. He's the man with the plan. He's our chief and our founder, and we love him greatly. He is always pushing and pushing for innovation. He always wants everything to be better, cheaper, faster, and he's the reason why cool things like Open Leads exist. So in the email, you'll see it says hi there. The research you requested is available. So you can download the results, give it a quick poke, and it will open in your browser. Super simple, little download as an XLS, and you can open that in Excel. Or if you're like me and you want to do the YAM process, you'll open it in Google Sheets. So opening it in Google Sheets is going to allow me to show you the best view of your results. So this is fantastic because you get all of the businesses, and on the second tab, all employees, and on the third tab, all of the unbound emails from all of those businesses. Okay. So what you need to do now to move this onto your own drive is you need to make sure you'll notice on your screen that it says view only, and that is because you are accessing this from the Gopin Lead Google Drive. So to move it onto yours and to be able to make changes and interact with it, go to File and make a copy, call it anything you like, make sure it's going to your drive and press OK. That's going to make sure that you get the leads that you want when you want them. You can close the old one because you don't need it anymore. So as I said, the first tab is businesses. Second tab is people within those businesses. And this is probably where you're going to focus main bulk of your attention. So here you get first name, last name, business name, job title, email address where available, LinkedIn details, website URLs, company phone numbers, and company addresses. If you don't see an email address, that means it's unavailable. That person hasn't made it available online. And that means that you will not be charged for these lines of results because obviously there's no email address attached to them and you want to do an email campaign. So no email, no charge. I want to show you how to, now that you see what the results look like, I want to show you how to get your YAM on. So pop YAM into Google and this is what you get. Yet another mail merge. If you scroll down, you'll see Chrome extension, Google Store. Give it a click and you'll open here. You'll see mine is already installed. If yours is not, you can press install and it'll give you YAM. How do you use YAM, Jeff? I hear you screaming. Well, let me show you. YAM, remember, is a tool that's going to merge your emails with your list that you're going to be contacting. Very, very important to have that as an option. So I'm going to show you what happens when you use YAM. Remember that YAM makes all of your people in your email list emailable in a custom way in your email program, in this case, Gmail. Remember, you will have to use, for YAM to work, you'll have to use the Google ecosystem, meaning Google Sheets and Gmail. So I've got an example database here for you. And this example database is going to give you all the results that you need right now to get this off the ground and to make you understand how YAM links this list of people. Remember, this is just one that I've made quickly because I don't want to go ahead and invade the coffee scene in San Francisco with my emails for the sake of a webinar. So I'm going to close this one and I'm going to show you how to run it off of this very bare bones little webinar specific database that I've made here. So you want to know how you can make this list connect through to your emails. And that's very easy. You're going to use your Gmail email system and you're going to just simply write a draft, okay? And this is how it's going to look for you. I've called this webinar first name draft so that when my colleagues receive this, they know what it is. And then you'll see hi, first name, and you'll notice it's surrounded by two brackets on one side and two brackets on the other. You'll also notice these are not your normal round brackets. These are the curly brackets, also known as braces. They are going to be used twice on one side of first name and twice on the other side of first name to make sure that you can make their name appear here. It's magic. I'll show you. This is not good email copy. This is simply to let my colleagues know what's happening and why they're getting this email. Okay? So remember that we want our list to connect with our draft. And we're going to make sure that our code works because we're going to go ahead and copy the first line here, which says first name from our list. Because we're emailing people by first names because we're friendly people. And in the middle of our braces, we're going to go ahead and paste it in because we want to make sure that the case is right and everything so that there's no errors. Okay, we don't want to look silly. So here we go. That's all the coding you're ever going to have to do. I hope you're proud of yourself. Coding course complete. All right, so in all seriousness, that is all the coding you're going to have to do. Okay, to get this link here, all you have to do, it's really easy. You just go down in here inside of drafts, you press insert link, you insert the text to display, you insert the web address, www.thewebAddress, webadress.com. And when you press OK, you have a clickable link. And when you click it, it'll take you to thewebadress.com. Cool. So now you know how to put a clickable link in. I told you this is all ridiculously easy, and I didn't lie, quite clearly. So now let's go back to our list. And this is where we're going to email this list of people. Press add-ons, go to yet another mail merge, and start mail merge. Okay, that's going to launch Yam. You'll see it says start mail merge, and it is going. You'll already be logged into Yam because Yam is connected to your Google Sheets, and that logs you into Yam. It says loading Yam. Wait 1 moment, and up it comes. So remember what your subject line is. Select your subject line from your drop-down list. You can go ahead and change the sender name if you like, but it should be yours by default. And then go ahead and press receive a test email. That's going to send you to your email address a test email so you can see if your code worked. It'll put the first person's name, it just happens to be mine, in the email, but it'll email the email to you. So I'll show you what that looks like when it pops up. That's going to make sure that you have every assurance that you are not going to look daft and that your coding, or if you want to call it coding, your little brackets have put the first name in. So this is how it looks when it comes through. You'll see it put the first name in and everything's working. Happy days. Let's move forward. So now we can press send 6 emails. And when we press send 6 emails, that's going to go ahead and make sure that we can get all of the emails out to these people. And already Yam is showing you results. I put these 2 email addresses in incorrectly on purpose to show you that when that is the case, this will never happen with a Pin Leeds result. You'll be able to see all of the results here. So if it says error, it says invalid email address. It'll tell you why the error has happened. And you'll notice that it says email sent. So that means that, as you may suspect, the email has been sent to the list of recipients that I have specified. Now, that gives me the opportunity to interact with these individuals, because as they open the emails, I will be told by Yam. As you can see on your screen, 2 individuals have already opened this email from me. And as well as if people go ahead and click a link from within the email that you've sent, you'll see that Yam changes in real time on the screen to show you that somebody has clicked. This is a way that you can get a very good idea right now of what's happening in your email campaign. Remember I told you the results are really quick with Yam? Well, this is what I was rabbiting on about. So I'm going to also show you what happens when somebody responds to your email. Yam is going to tell you immediately. You can see the person on the bottom has opened the email, and then it's going to change once the reply has been logged on my Gmail when it's been received. And Yam's going to give you all of this information in real time at all times. You can see it's changed to responded. So yeah, it's really quick. It's really easy. You can see what's happening at all times. Look, Yam's not something that's got anything to do with Pin Leeds or Goodman Lantern. It's just a tool that I personally use every day to reach out to people, to keep in touch with people. Yam is amazing. So you can also do easy, very quick follow-ups using Yam. Your life's going to become a lot easier. All right. Now, if you by accident close the tracking report, you can go to add-ons, yet another mail merge and open tracking report, and that'll open it again for you on the right-hand side. Also remember that it shows you when everything happened in the comments on these cells. Okay. So that's Yam. That is the happiness that is Yam. Very grateful to Yam for existing. I love the people who made Yam. They're wonderful people. I don't know them. I hope to meet them. If you're watching, come say hi. Okay, so Pin Leeds hacks. This is something that I did touch on already for you, okay, but I'm going to just cover them again. So removing unwanted leads, this is something that I covered already for you. And that's Fraser showed appreciation for. This is the minus feature. So in the search filter box, you can remove people or keywords that you don't want by using the minus or subtract key to subtract keywords. Subtract the keyword and press enter, and it'll be inserted. Hack number 2 is to use your reviews. Okay, now this is where the different use cases for the Chrome extension and the web app come in. So use the Chrome extension Google Maps combination for searches that are likely to have reviews. Okay, things like results, restaurants. Things like restaurants are a good example because restaurants will have reviews, and that will be taken into account by the tool, increasing your accuracy of your results. Hack number 3, for things like accommodation, hotels, you're going to want to use the web app because, and I apologize for this presentation cutting off the part of the end there. That's ridiculous. I don't know why that's happened. I apologize for that. The web app avoids Google's algorithms that Google has inserted to order and to sort and to curate the list of accommodation that it shows you. Using the web app gets around those algorithms and it allows you to get the unadulterated results. Hack number 4, city discrepancies. If you're finding leads from other cities other than the ones that you're trying to target, I've covered this as well. All you have to do is retype the city into the search filter box, press enter, and it'll be reiterated. I want to thank you so kindly for coming to this webinar with me today. I'm going to giving you some free stuff in the comments section. And the free stuff is going to make you even more successful than you are already going to be using the tool. Okay, so bear with me. I'm going to start sharing free stuff with you. So I'm going to also give you my personal email address, right? Because I want you to always be able to contact me when you need me. And that's going to come right now in the comments section. Okay, I would like each and every one of you to email me after this webinar. I'd love to know 3 things. What did you think of the webinar? What could be better? What did I not answer? What else do you need to know? What can I do for you to make this simpler, better, faster, and more appropriate for you? I always want to make your lives easier, and if you can help me do that, I will love you forever. Okay, so pop me an email after this, pop me a comment down below before we end. I'm all eyes, I'm all ears, I'm always wanting to be better, and I want to be better for you. All right. So I promised you links to the Pin Leeds Facebook communities. This is the Pin Leeds Facebook group, and this is where you can go and look for results to your question, or answers to your questions. Sorry, I'm looking at Fraser's question. Which is the best for pubs and bar searches? I would play around with that one in particular, Fraser. If they are in an area where people do interact online a lot and there are likely to be reviews and stuff, then I'd like you to go ahead and use the Google Maps Chrome extension combo. If you are finding that there's relatively few reviews and stuff, then corroborate that against the web app. But we always do recommend in general, as a guide for you, to start with the Chrome extension Google Maps combination because that'll give you the best results. Thank you so much for your comment there, Fraser. I hope that answers your question. And feel free to email me because I'm always interested in searches for pubs and bars and stuff. And also, Fraser, you're going to definitely want to email me because you have been the top commenter of today, which means, Fraser, you win that free one-on-one with me. And that will allow you to have a session with me where we can really workshop this question of pubs or whatever other question you want to workshop and get you the best results. All right. So email me, Fraser. Well done. Woohoo, Fraser. Very nice. All right. So Fraser, app versus Chrome extension, up fully with you. I would use the Chrome extension Google Maps combination first and foremost for pubs and bar searches. You can always try the web app as well, but I would always start with the Chrome extension. I hope that answers your question, Fraser. The next link I'm going to give you is to our Sales Leads and Pro Content Facebook group. And that's a great place to get advice on all of those things, getting leads, getting sales, and writing content well. We also have amazing content writers that are ready and raring to help you. Here is the link to the Gopin Leeds Chrome extension store so you can go and get yourself the Chrome extension. I'm also going to give you the link to gopinleads.com so you can get involved there, as well as the upcoming two links are quite cool. The first one is for Yam, and Yam is something I've talked to you about and you'll be familiar with after this webinar. The next one, though, is LaunchRock, and that's a great template-based tool to make some landing pages for yourself. So have a look. We've got nothing to do, as I said, with Yam or LaunchRock. We just like them. If anyone's watching from them, drop me an email and say hello. I always love reaching out to people who make cool stuff. And that is what I have for you today. So if you need help, if you need advice, if you need anything, go to our groups, drop me an email, and come back next week, Wednesday, for another live webinar. It's going to be a different look entirely on what we've done this week. And Fraser, congrats again. I want to impress upon you to email me so I can start helping you with what you need. We can find a time that suits you, and it'll be fantastic. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you all. I'm going to be signing off today. If you need any more help before next week's webinar, do pop me an email and keep an eye on gopinleads.com/webinars for more info on the next event, next webinar. Have a great one, all of you. Thank you so much for being involved, for commenting, for being here with me today. I love you all. Thank you, Fraser, Andrew, L, and congratulations, Fraser. Anyone else that I haven't name dropped as a thank you, I appreciate you so much, and I'm sorry for missing you out. I hope you have a fantastic day going forward, and I look forward to talking to you all again very soon.